Hey y'all, this is Liz with Gun Gals, and today I'm answering more of y'all's questions. Alright, this week we're answering questions here in the office slash bedroom slash gun room, whatever, because it is hot outside and I didn't feel like doing it outside. So while the kids napping, we're answering your questions. This week's questions come from CloverTac. Thank you so much for sending the questions. If you'd like your questions answered, you can send them to info@gun-gals.com. We do try to get at least one set done every week, so definitely keep them coming. All right, so our first question this week, he sent us some heavy questions, y'all. If family and community do not help those with mental issues, do you think it is acceptable for the government to step in some way at some point? Yes, I do. To an extent. Everything has an extent. I don't think they should be able to step in if family is already taking care of it, or if it is being taken care of in some way. I don't think they should. However, if there's a need and it needs to be met because it's sadly being neglected, I do think they should. And that's a really touchy issue. That's definitely what I would call a case-by-case issue. There's a lot of people who unfortunately do not have loved ones who can watch out for them or take care of them, and they just kind of slip under the rug, and these are some of the people who cause bad things to happen. These are the people who reach out for help, or they don't, or for whatever reason, they do evil things, or they hurt themselves, or they get hurt. There's lots of things, but lots of bad things can happen for people who slip under the rug and don't get the help they need. So it would be nice. I think it's along the same lines as any form of neglect. If you're being neglected, I feel like it needs to be reconciled. It needs to be fixed. No child, no person, no human should never not get the help they need when they ask for it. And if you're someone who does need help, please ask for it. Not always do people ask. And you may be scared what your loved ones would think, but I guarantee if you have people who truly love you, and I guarantee you almost certainly do, they will do whatever they can to help you. So definitely do that. Next question. Talk about heavy questions. What would you teach your kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews, or neighborhood kids about bullying and how to handle it? We kind of touched this one on our last Gun Gals Live segment, so check that out if you haven't. This is another difficult one, and my experience only comes from pre-kids and now having a 3-year-old. So we haven't gotten into like middle or high school bullying or any of that. We're just at the age, my son's a very large child, not fat, just large. Not that any child should be called fat, but he's very big for his age, and he doesn't always understand his own strength or recognize that. So I personally watch out very closely to make sure he's not accidentally bullying any kids or taking advantage just of his size, with or without meaning to. And we're at that learning point. We're still at that point where he's testing boundaries, and all kids are going to do that. It certainly doesn't mean they're a bad or whatever kid. It just means that they're testing the waters. So that's the point we're at right now, and I'm really focusing if he's the one being bullied, because that happens as well. Other kids test the waters too at the same time. As that happens, I tell him that he needs to try and handle it first by telling them that they are being mean or he does not appreciate their actions. And if they don't respond in a good way to that, if they don't, apologize, or if they don't change their behavior, walk away. Go find something else. Do something else. You don't need to keep yourself in that situation. We're not at the point where I would recommend at all him, fighting back against a bully. We're certainly not anywhere near there. And my opinion might change by then. I don't know. But right now, this is how we're handling the situation I'm in. Now, when he's being the bully, I go over and whip that kid's butt. No kidding. Or, whatever mom got there first, by all means, go for it. Because, seriously. And that's for when he's being malignant in his own. Like, he is intentionally being a bully. He gets 1, 2, 3 and his butt gets whooped. Like, that's how things go down in this house. But if he's doing it on accident, which it is a case. I know a lot of you without kids are probably like, what? I'm gonna be a bully. But no, seriously, like this kind of stuff, you know, it happens. They test the waters, they figure themselves out, they figure other kids out, interaction with other kids. My kid's an only child, so we don't have that sibling dynamic. So yeah, it's if he's accidentally being a bully, I immediately address it. We correct the behavior, he apologizes, and we move on with life. So that's where we're at. That might change 3 or 4 years once we start getting elementary school, once we start getting middle school. Good Lord, it comes too fast. But yeah, that's where we're at. As far as teaching other kids, it really depends on the situation. It truly does. I am a firm believer of if you can get out of that situation, then get out of it. I wouldn't attack anything head on unless it was obvious that that was the only way to deal with it. But yeah, I think it definitely is a case-by-case basis on how to react. I highly do not recommend just telling all kids, oh yeah, beat up your bully, because one, that doesn't always work. We'd like to think it always works. Hollywood tells us it always works. It doesn't always work. Trust me, I know. Been there, done that. And sometimes it's not called for. Like, and here's one thing, my child should never be the one to instigate. He should never throw the first punch. He should never, nothing. And I don't think any child should. I don't think anyone should. I think this world would be a lot better if people wouldn't just jump the gun and attack other people because they think they're going to be attacked. Now, I understand that that could be different situations, but I'm just saying, in this instance, when we're talking about child bullying, that's where we stand right now. So, yeah. Next question. What's your most hated chore around the house? We've been over this one. I hate the bathroom so much. I actually can't stand it to do the bathroom. I could before I was pregnant, and when I was pregnant, for some reason, the smell of the chemicals of cleaning the bathroom, I can't. It made me vomit. It literally made me vomit, and Shane will back me up on this. So he does the bathroom. Well, he does the important parts of the bathroom. The other ones get done whenever I can muster up the gumption to do them. So, next question. What is a movie or TV show that you can quote nearly every line from? There are so many. I wouldn't say quote every line from. The first one that comes to mind is Doctor Who, because we quote it all the time. Don't blink, are you my mummy? Halloween's coming, so all these things are right in there. Talladega Nights is one of our number ones. Our marriage is built around quoting Talladega Nights. I mean, not the whole marriage, but a good portion of what we talk about frequently is quoting Talladega Nights. Shikabik. So many. We love movies. We love TV shows. We just watched Blues Brothers like last 2 nights ago, and our conversations have been nothing but quoting that for 2 days. So, yeah, pretty much every movie. We love movies. What is the strangest thing you have ever eaten? Strangest thing I've ever eaten. Shane's the one with the good stories on this. I am not. I tried escargot for the first time on our cruise last June. That was surprisingly good, although, I don't know, the texture got me. Like, it tasted great, but I don't know if I could get over the texture to eat more than one. I only tried one off of Shane's plate. He had more, so, yeah. None of mine are good. Like, I'll try just about anything once. Maybe, especially if I don't know what it is. Like, you can trick me pretty easy. I'm pretty gullible when it comes to food. But, I don't know. I will share one that Shane always jokes about that he says he's tried is in the Philippines. Oh, what is it called? It's an egg with a duck growing in it. And he's eaten that. It's not bulgogi. I can't remember what it's called. I'd have to ask him. But, yeah, I'm not that interesting. I mean, I haven't tried that much weird stuff. I think the weirdest thing I ever tried was Scottsbluff, Nebraska. Elementary school, we had a mystery meat day, and it was mixed in with mac and cheese, and you flipped your plate over, and it didn't move. Yeah, that's probably the weirdest thing I've ever eaten. Alright, that's all the questions for today. Before we close out, I do just want to let you guys know that this is National Shooting Sports Month, so if you haven't gotten out and done some shooting, shame on you. Or, you know, you should try, because it's fun. But if you go to nationalshootingsports.com, you can find out all kinds of different events going on. I snagged this really cool shirt and this really cool hat by going to one of the events that are in our area. So definitely check those out. They're pretty fun. And it's more than just shooting sports, but you can definitely get a feel on those and try them out. I highly recommend them. All right, that's it for this week. Thanks again for your questions, and if you'd like to send in more questions, send them to info@gun-gals.com. Until next week, have a good one.